Hello, my name is Dr. Ufuma Wanchuku. You are welcome to Relationship Matters. Last week, we started a new series on the gratitude effect in relationships and marriage. We were made to understand, or I made us to understand in last week's edition, that relationships can become better when there is gratitude. People feel valued. There are hormones that are released when you give gratitude and when you receive gratitude. If you missed that edition, check the description of this video and get the link to watch last week's edition. Today we are taking it a step further. What are gratitude barriers? What are the hindrances to expression of gratitude? So we understand that gratitude is necessary to make relationships better, to make people feel valued and be able to give in the extra. Somebody can actually decide to give in the extra because he knows he or she is valued and appreciated. And the opposite is the case. If the person is not feeling motivated or valued, the person will rather not do what he or she had planned to do before. So, but having known that, what are those things that really make people not still to be able to express gratitude? We're going to be looking at a few of them today. The first one I shall be talking about is negative emotions. So when you have negative emotions like resentment and anger, so your spouse did something to you some time ago and you have not let it go, you are still having that hot feelings. Whenever you see his face, you remember that bad thing he has done, or whenever something similar comes up, you are still having the picture, you are still feeling the hot about the negative thing or the bad thing the person did in your own definition. Okay, because it could be also that you are actually looking at it from your own perspective. You have not even given the person a chance to explain, but you are still feeling bad. When you are feeling bad, no matter what the person does today, there would be hindrance. There's every tendency it will be difficult for you to be grateful for the one the person is doing currently. Another one still in line with that is unforgiveness. So you have not forgiven the person for what he has done. When the issue comes up, you can still remember the date, the year it happened, the month, the hour it happened, the color of dress that he or she was wearing at that time, how the person said it, and everything about the scene. You still remember everything clearly. Okay, that means you have not let go and the hurt is still there. That way, if you continue in that manner, you will not be appreciative of, even if the person has repented, he has apologized, you are still remembering that the person is even making efforts to do better. There is no way you can be grateful for the efforts the person is putting in, and that would affect your relationship and your marriage negatively. The other one is criticism. So you are always, or your spouse or the person is always seeing the negative aspect, only the negative aspect of what the other person did. So your spouse, your wife has taken time, she went to market, came back tired, she's still putting effort to and time to ensure the food is ready for the home. But just because she was tired now, maybe the food got burnt a little, or the salt was a little bit more, the spices were too much. You even will not talk about, thank you for the effort and the time you have put in. You won't even say that. You just going to go straight to like, but why should this food get burnt? Like, why is the salt too much? And you are just complaining only about the negative thing that the person has done, as if the person even did it deliberately. That would lead to ingratitude when you are always criticizing. I told us in our last edition that in fact there's nobody that is perfect, but if you are able to focus on the strengths of the person and play down on the weakness, because what you appreciate will appreciate. That was what I told us last week. What you appreciate we appreciate. So if you're able to focus on the positives that the person has done, you will be more grateful and you'll be able to get a better response from that person. That person will also be motivated to do more next time. The second thing we shall be looking at as a hindrance that affects gratitude is unrealistic expectations. So you just expect that this year on your 40th birthday, your spouse should, your husband should be able to buy a car for you on that day, and you are not even considerate, considering the amount, you don't even care how much he earns. And then another thing that also goes hand in hand with that is when you are comparing yourself to other marriages, to other couples, to other relationships. After all, your friend's husband bought her a new car on her 40th birthday. So as your birthday is approaching, you are expecting that your husband should be able to buy a car for you as well, forgetting your peculiar family dynamics. What is that person earning? How much is your husband earning? Do you understand? So when you have unrealistic expectations, and when you are always comparing yourself to others, and when people are comparing, they don't also compare themselves with the people they are better than. No. Do you understand? They're always comparing with those that they feel are better than them in one way or the other. This would hinder your gratitude effect, your ability to express gratitude. So the person, I was watching all this prank video one time, how the man bought a car, I think a car that was not looking too good, just to test the lady, a car that was not looking too good, and said he brought it for the lady. How the lady smashed the car, but it was just a test. After that, he came with the brand new car that he actually bought for her. But because she refused to show, if she just scattered that car, like, how on earth could you decide to offer this kind of car, this useless car, to me as a gift? But he just wanted to know her reaction. And after he had scattered that car, he brought the other one and said, this is actually the car I bought for you, but because you did not appreciate this one, I am going away with this other one. So unrealistic expectation and comparisons will hinder your ability to be grateful. The third point we shall be looking at is tough times and stressful situations. So when people are passing through tough times, probably in their health, probably in their finances, especially the current financial situation all over the world right now, if you focus on those negative situations, you will never be grateful. If you focus on the negative health situation, you will never be grateful. Okay? So there are tough times, I agree, but if our focus is on them, it will make us not to be grateful. So and tough times like health issues, like financial issues, or probably the family is passing through one stress or the other. They've been married for years, and they don't have an issue. All those things, if the focus is placed on such things, such challenges, there's every tendency that they will not be grateful to each other for the gift of themselves. And then the last one I'll talk about is past trauma, past hurt. Somebody said that some people bleed on those who did not cause the wound. Somebody that does not have an idea how the challenge you are having, how the pain you are having, how the broken heart you are having came about. You are having to transfer the aggression on that person because you have refused to heal, or you have refused to submit yourself for healing, or simply because, not even if you did not refuse, you have not just healed. So if you are still hurt, if you had past trauma and you've not healed from them, no matter what any person does to please you, you will always see the negative. You get easily irritated, and the person will just be wondering, what did I just do that he or she is shouting? I try just asking, how are you doing? And the next thing, she's responding with a shout. Okay, it's because the person is coming from a lot, like we say it in the inner circle. So what do we do? Another point before we move over to what we can do to be able to come out and handle these challenges or these hindrances is lack of self-care. So when you are stressed, you are not resting, it will affect you mentally. Like I said, somebody can just say good morning and you are asking the person why, what is good about the morning? Okay, because you are stressed up mentally, emotionally, and in every way. So lack of self-care will also make somebody not so be grateful. Now we are going to look at how do we handle this. What do we do when there are negative emotions? If you are the type that is resentful, you've not been able to forgive your partner for what he or she has done, please do forgive. The Bible has already told us, do not let the sun set upon your anger. So even if the person has not apologized, you will still be doing yourself the good if you forgive, because if you hold it, it is your mental health that will be affected. The person comes, you see the person, you are hissing, you are upset, your heart start beating faster, you are furious and all that. It is your health that is affected. So you'll be doing yourself the good to let go, to forgive. And if you are the type that is very critical, if at all you must criticize, please ensure it is constructive. Just like the person that took time, the example I mentioned, where the wife went to market, came back tired, she still went to the kitchen to ensure the food is ready. You should even be grateful. Why didn't you even join her to cook the food? You know, they are then, okay, she has taken out time to make the meal. You should be grateful that, thank you so much for the time and effort you put in for this food to be ready. It's not even compulsory you mention it that day or that time that the food got burnt. You can just, because she even knows. Do you understand? She already knows. She might even be feeling bad that after all this, the food still got burnt, or the salt. Do you understand? She's already feeling bad, and then you are coming to complain on top of it. That will make her to feel worse of herself. So learn to criticize constructively if you must, but on the other hand, learn to focus on the positive things that the person has done. Unrealistic expectation. This is where good communication in a relationship comes in. You should be able to communicate your expectations to your spouse, and then of course feedback also as part of communication. The person should be able to let you know, I can't afford it at this time, or I don't think it's what you, after all, it's a team, you are supposed to be working together as one. This is not what the family can afford at this time, so let's put our heads together on how to make it work out within so and so period of time. So instead of allowing such things, unrealistic expectations and comparing yourself to others, I tell people that compare themselves to themselves or compare themselves with others, just like the Bible says, if you are comparing yourself with others, you are not wise. Because the height you have attained today, which you are tired of and you are trusting God for the next level, it is actually the prayer point of many other sets of people. So you should be grateful for the level you are. So you are complaining, my friends, family, they always travel to the UK, or they always travel to Dubai every year around Christmas. They always go for vacation outside. We have not even left this city, even to go to one other bigger city to see stuff. Do you understand? And you are complaining and you are comparing. But you also forget that there are other persons who are in positions that are not as privileged as you, who are probably, maybe their spouse have died. How about those ones that their spouses are late and they can't even talk of going for a vacation with their spouse? So you should be grateful for whatever situation you are, because your tomorrow, once there's life, there is hope. Your tomorrow will be better than today, like the songwriter says. So instead of allowing such tough times to separate you, it should bring you together. And the other point we talked about is tough times, whether financial tough times, whether health issues. That's the time actually that both partners should come together and uphold each other. The Bible says two is better than one. When one falls, the other one brings helps to get puts the other person up. So when there is tough times, instead of it separating the family, it is time for you to put your heads together and plan out how to move forward as a family. What do we need to do? What other business can we venture into? How do we tackle this health challenge? How can we be there for each other at this time? If you work together as a team, you'll be able to overcome that challenge. And then the last one we talked about is past trauma. If you are still hurt, if you are still bleeding over a past issue, a past trauma, do yourself good by submitting yourself for healing. There are healing courses you can take. You can go for counseling sessions, but by all means ensure you are healed from the pain from that past trauma, so that you do not end up punishing your spouse who does not even have an idea what happened to you. You end up punishing the person for what he or she does not know about. And if you are still dwelling in past thought, it will also prevent you from being the best of yourself. So your relationship will be shattered, your life will be shattered. But if you submit yourself for healing, you would be better for it. Also, don't forget self-care. Take out time to rest. Take out time to self-reflect. Take out time to appreciate yourself and to appreciate God for the good things that he has done for you, for the efforts you have made for your self-development. Self-reflect. Appreciate yourself for who you are. Journal and have a reflection of your personal development and rest, mental rest, emotional rest, physical rest, so that you can be able to appreciate yourself, appreciate your partner, appreciate God. We end it here today. We shall take it a step further in our next edition. Have you subscribed to this channel? If you have not, do that right now. Till next week is bye from me.